A Flawed Masterpiece is a personal development consultancy and lifestyle brand focused on helping Black women with healing, radical self care, and unapologetic self expression. And joining us now to tell us all about it is CEO Joy White. What a privilege it is to have you this morning. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Well, you really have had a transformative experience that brought you to this point where you're providing all these wonderful resources for women. Let's talk about kind of what that pivotal moment was for you, and it happened during the pandemic.
Absolutely. So, at the top of the pandemic, I was the general counsel at Morehouse College, which is a HBCU here in Atlanta. So, I was there having practiced law for 20 years at that point and was part of the decision making about sending faculty home, sending students home. And once I got home, once we got everyone else out, the executive team then began to work from home. And once I got home, I realized that I was relaxed, ironically, and I felt more at peace, despite it being the middle of the pandemic and being home with two teenage boys who are homeschooled and a dog. And so when I had this awareness, I was just thinking to myself, well, why am I more relaxed in the middle of, a global pandemic? And then the next realization came that I had been operating at a pace that was not sustainable. And I was burnt out, chronic stress, and was so disassociated from it that I did not even realize how exhausted I was until I got home. And so once that happened, I started doing some inner work. I sought therapy, spent more time in nature, spent more time with my kids, and realized that the way that I had gone about life professionally was never healthy, frankly, even though it was very familiar to me and a lot of my colleagues and other professionals. And so I started this business mainly to address that and help other people address that, particularly people that are already very successful, but like me, may not be prioritizing their mental health, their physical well being, their emotional well being.
Just really having that aha moment. And as you were telling your story, I'm sure there are many people with whom that is resonating right now, Joy. So you're already making an impact, even before they maybe sign on and maybe get some of your very helpful services and help. July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, so this is very fitting. And you coming from that background, I like how you describe yourself as a multi-hyphenated, successful power attorney who's done so much and so many things. But at the same time, you just reconnected with something that you really felt you needed to be more grounded, more rooted. And just give people a little background. You've had some very difficult things that you've had to overcome. You're a survivor of domestic violence. You encounter multiple sexual assaults. You are still standing and sharing your story. So what do you really hope to accomplish, and what do you really hope to do to help women through Flawed Masterpiece?
What I really want to help people, women of color, but frankly, all women, is to recognize that anything that they've experienced in their past, whether it be domestic violence or sexual assaults or any other, things that happened in their life that may be considered traumas and frankly, anything, divorce, just a stressful lifestyle, that it doesn't define you. It's not a defining moment. And you deserve to be happy and to be whole and to be healed. And so for me, I did not realize that I was choosing performance and perfectionism and professionalism as a coping mechanism. And so a big part of what I want to share is that there are a lot, it's something that's not talked about a lot, but there are a lot of people that may appear to be very successful and may not even be self-aware that they are using it to avoid dealing with some other things. That was the story for me. And I didn't realize it until this paradox of feeling relaxed in a global pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I don't want anyone else to, have to wait to that point. So I want to talk about it in a way and raise awareness around this, so that even anyone hearing my story, it may just spark a thought to say, well, might I be doing that? Or if I've had these kind of experiences in the past, if I've never sought therapy or gotten any kind of support around these things, I need to look into that and
Absolutely.
prioritize kind of dealing with some other things as opposed to just your money, your titles, and your kind of professional success.
Well, I love how you said the goal, we want to be happy, whole, and healed. That is beautiful. Well, Joy, thank you so much. She's also a producer, by the way, finding joy in the journey of Flawed Masterpiece, adding to her lengthy resume of accomplishments and accolades. But we're going to get people all they need to know so that they can get in touch with you, flawedmasterpiece.com. Joy, it's a privilege. Thank you so much. Be well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.